Good morning. Well, no, it's not. Look, it's not good morning. It's not at all. It's afternoon. I do apologise. It's afternoon. It's Monday and it's the 24th of July. Okay, so another day in the garage because it's raining. I'm not even going to open the door this time. It's just getting boring now. Actually, it's not as bad as it was yesterday, but anyway, that's beside the point. So, let me just tell you one thing first of all. In yesterday's video and previous videos, I said that I'd ordered some oil filters from India. Now, and I think this was about 2 weeks ago, or possibly just less. So here they are, eh? Here they are. 5 of them, yeah? All came this morning. Now, Royal Enfield, genuine spare parts, yeah? Now, I have... let's have a look. I taped them all back up, but I left one open. But you know what? I'm not going to be able to find the one that I left open, are you? But basically, I checked everyone, and inside of our little box of tricks, we get the new gasket, and we get the oil filter. Dinky little thing that is, isn't it, eh? Okay, so that's that. Just get this back in here. And you get 5 corresponding bags with it, stuck on the top of each one. And with this, you get 1 copper crush washer and you get 3 steel washers for taking off your cover plate for the what's it. That's 5 of them. 5 filters, and that's from India, and that cost me €19.97. No import duties or nothing, and for 5 of them, you know, I really think that's excellent value. I really do. Anyway, okay, so about today's video, let's go a little walk and I'll tell you what it's all about. So basically, as we all know, and in previous videos, and there's lots of videos on the internet about this, when it comes to the relays, there is an excessive amount of grease used on the relays for whatever reason, you know, but there is. And I think everybody that's got a Himalayan throughout the complete model range needs to check them, you know, as many have, as I have, you know, and job done. Now, I've picked up on certain threads and conversations that you see people having that the lower suspension link bracket, which pivots on 2 needle roller bearings, it's been reported on 1 or 2 occasions that there's a definite lack of grease, and after a few months people have took them off to clean them and they've been going rusty. Now, I don't know if that's the case. I've never actually seen a video that shows one dry, so you know, it from my point of view, I don't know. But this bike, as everybody knows, isn't very old, and I do my utter best to keep it, as I think, in tip-top condition. You know, like I said, these bikes, they need loving care and attention. So you know what? I thought to myself, I got a couple of trips coming up on this. The oil filters have already arrived. I'm waiting for the oil. I said yesterday, I'm going to do the tappets, I'm going to change the oil. And I thought to myself, you know what, for the sake of just taking off this lower bracket and having a look at what's going on in there, and if it needs greasing, so be it, let's throw some grease in. If it doesn't, just give it a clean, put a bit more fresh grease in and put it back up. You know, it's no big deal, is it? It really isn't a big deal if it keeps the bike going the way that it should do. Right, let's just, I did on the gear lever on this bit here, look, yeah, that bit, I actually took that off there and I greased all that up, because that was quite dry. But what we're going to be interested in today is all this section here, right? We're going to drop this off, and this main bracket here, it's got one needle roller up the top and one needle roller there. So we're going to drop all this down and we're going to see what's what. Okay. Now, bearing in mind that my bike does not go off-road, so it hasn't had the mud, the dust, the dirt. Well, you can see that's spotlessly clean. So, you know, and I do get it. If you're an off-roader, and I say this so many times, if you're an off-roader and you're going to be riding through all sorts of muck and disorder, obviously the bike's going to get more dirty. So, technically speaking, this with coming up to, you know, 1,700k on it, on just tarmac roads, you would like to think that that's pristine. And as long as it was greased up at Royal Enfield before it left the factory, there shouldn't be a problem. But it doesn't hurt to check, does it? Okay, so tools needed on this. You're going to need a 17mm spanner. Ring will be nice. You're going to need a 14mm ring. You're going to need a 14mm socket. And you're going to need, obviously, a couple of extensions and a ratchet. That's all you're going to need to get this off. Okay, this side, being the left-hand side of the bike, is all 14mm. The other side, however, being the right-hand side of the bike, is 17mm. Why do Royal Enfield do this? I mean, what's going on? You know, if it's a 14mm the one side, put a 14mm the other. Why do a 14 with a 7? They're really good at this. I think every nut and bolt that is on here that goes through something are two different ends. Why? It's ever so I mean, it's no big deal, is it? It doesn't make any difference. It's not good or bad, but why? That's the question. Why? Oh well, never mind. Right, okay. I'm just going to get my bits and pieces ready. Well, I've got most of them ready, but I'm going to get something to sit on because I'm an old codger and I can't stand up for too long. And I'm going to get my seat across here, get the camera angle adjusted, put a pair of, what is it? My latex gloves, hey? I'll see you in a minute, don't go away. Okay, so one thing I forgot to say is, it's a good idea before you start anything else is to, let's just drop this down a bit, is to chock the back wheel, see? Just put a bit of timber under it so that when you undo the actual link, with a bit of luck, it'll be, to get all your bolts and back in, it'll all be the same height. So I'm just trying to think, get you in a decent view. Hang on a sec. Right, I think that's about it. Hopefully you should be able to see okay there. Right, now, so I didn't knock the camera flying. What I did was, I cracked the nuts, which they're not hugely tight. Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously there's a bit of pressure on them, but they're not hugely tight. So let's get this undone. It's all nice and shiny under here, isn't it? Now hopefully when this was all assembled at the factory, it's okay. It's going to be just a little bit of a bugger just to get it out, is it, or what? I don't really know why, because that's all nicely done up there, but okay, I will stand up and give it a pull. Probably be a bit easier if I get a pair of grips on it and pull it out. or a decent pair of pliers. Now this is where the cameras like to go flying, you know. There you go. Okay. Let's cut that one out. Now, there certainly isn't much grease going through that, and I do like them greased up, so when it goes back it will have some grease on it. Right, but still, onwards and upwards, as I say. Let's get this one off. Now you got 3 different lengths of bolts here, yeah. Now this one's a lot better, look. That one's just straight out, nice and clean. Still no grease on it, again, you know. Now these two, your 2 links will just come there, and that will fall there, look, yeah. That will wobble around to its heart's content, which is fine. And this is the bit that we're looking for, okay. Now, this is quite strange really, isn't it? There's quite a bit of grit in there, yeah. Okay, now basically this one up here obviously is a bit awkward to get to, so a smaller spanner here. Now I may have to go around the other side just to get to this. We will see what is what there. In fact, I will just hang on, bear with me 1 minute while I just go around here. Okay, like I say, it's all a bit, get that out of the way there, put this on the way in. Like I said, they're not hugely tight, but you know, again, this one is the only awkward one really. And when you put these back up, this is the order that you want to put them back up in, yeah? Put this one on first, because otherwise you just can't get to it. Now, is this going to be nice and come off finger tight? No, it's not. It's always the way in it, always. Okay, so get this back on out. It's going to be one of these that just grab onto the very end, innit? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Right, I'm going to come back round it like this. I was going to sit on the seat, but you know what? I decided that it would probably be easier to do it from there. Okay, again, there's a little bit of grease on that one, but there's not as much as I'd like. So we will have a look at that. And then this should just slide out of there. And there is our bracket. Okay, so let's take this over to the bench. I'll take this first and then I'll come and get you after I've given my hands a bit of a wipe so I don't get grease all over the camera. Do you know, I always say I'm going to put my latex gloves on, and then when I actually do, I never actually get round to it. Right, so we're on our journey around here. Okay, get that there, and let's get that up there like that, yeah, right. Okay, so this is what we've got. Now obviously, you know, I mean, this is clean, I would expect it to be clean, but there are bits of grit already sticking around there, and you know, fair enough. So you know, you can see, can't you, just this is just me on a road bike, you know, well, road, and you know, it's already getting bits of grit in it. So off-roaders, you know, you can understand why the punishment that they get. So yeah, I'm just going to clean that off there. But you know, all in all, I'm pretty pleased with the performance of this. I'm just going to take that off there. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this one out this way now, like that. And we're just going to put that there in a minute, and we're going to take this one out of here, like that. Now, get this grease off the side here, because like I say, quite a bit of grit, and still is just on the outside rim there. So we're going to make sure that all that's gone. Okay, and give these a wipe all round there. Okay, so as far as my bike's concerned, you know, this is greased up, and was obviously greased up from Royal Enfield, and there is nothing wrong with those bearings in there. Hang on a sec, I'm not too sure. Let me just go and get a light. Oh, dearie me, I'm not too sure how well you're seeing there. Get behind just to make sure, but yeah, can you see that? There's no rust in there at all. Look here, neither of them, you know, they're in good condition. But it doesn't hurt to check them, it doesn't hurt to clean them off, which is being done. Okay, so give us a good wipe here, clean these faces up well. That's the important thing. Get any muck out of there, get the old grease out of there. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, that's pretty cool. Right, let's put that one down there. Let's have a look at these, shall we? Clean bit of Lidl, by the way, Lidl. Me paper towels. Me big, well, paper towels, they're not really paper towels, are they? But you know what I mean. Okay, let's clean these up. Again, no wear on these. Little bit of shine in there, look, but I mean, that's to be expected. But nothing, no scratches, no damage, you know, just on your two lines. That's great, you know. Okay, right, that's that one done. And the same with this one. And I truly believe that if you do this on, you know, I mean, once a year, isn't it? Winter time job, this is really, when you think about it, winter time job. But if you do that every winter, you're going to have no problem with them at all. They'll last you for years. Obviously, if you're an off-roader, then I'd say do it probably a little bit more. Right, we're just going to clean, or I'm just going to clean these up a bit more here. Get you in there a little bit closer. I think you should be able to see there now, should you? Yeah, it looks about right, doesn't it, eh? I think. Okay, lovely job. Right, and you know, it's the same thing here, just clean the face of this up, make sure there's no dirt or in it. Same with these two, them are okay. Okay, those are nice there. They're alright. Get that up there. Like I said, this bike is not dirty at all, so yeah, keeps it all nice and clean, which is what I want. Okay, so let's just give you a look in there. Look, yeah, so everything's nice and clean and ready to go back. Okay, so there we go. Let's get this adjusted a bit, shall we? Hopefully that's okay. Right, now this is the bit, I mean, you know, you just got to get the grease out, ain't you? You really have. There's no two ways about this. There's no other way to do it. So with the trusty grease gun, we will get, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to feed a bit of grease in here, smooth it in. There's a roller, a needle bearing each side, you know, with a space in the middle, as I'm sure probably most of you know. So we'll work it well into this one, that side, and well into this one, this side. Now, this grease is it's Castrol general purpose grease, so because these things ain't flying round anywhere, are they? You know, let's face it, they're just. Now what we will do, we'll put a bit on the outside again, look, to these two faces, yeah, just to get, I hope you can see that, there's me. Okay, so that's the big one done, and we'll get some in this one there. Like I said, this will do me now easily for the rest of this year. In fact, I probably won't do this again till next spring, the uses as it has off me, but I do think, in my opinion, it's not a bad thing to do on a regular basis, because you know it's not going to hurt nothing, is it? Let's be honest. Right, do that face there. Okay, so smear a bit on the bushes, for want of a better word. Okay, right, that's that one done, and slide him in there. Okay. Ha! You stupid boy. Hey, that's me, that's it. I'll tell you something, you know. I'm beginning to wonder if the madness of age is creeping up on me. Okay, we're going to do this again, because I put the little one in the big one. Okay, right. So let's get them in there nicely, eh? Okay, that's sound. And that's nice in there. Get the big one. Okay. Can't get any more nicely greased up. Like so. Okay, and push him in there like that. Now, I'm not bothered about, in fact I'll quite happily, you know, the grease that's on it here, it's not going to do it any harm at all. Right, so I've got a couple of these bolts greased up here. Yeah, So this is the one for here, I'm thinking. Now this is the awkward one. So once you got this one in, it's pretty much plain sailing. He says, okay. There you go. There you go. It's just this one, that's it, is a bit of a fiddle. So what we do is, look, just nothing's going to be done up tight. I'm just going to get this on here so this thing can't. Right, okay. I'm going to go around the other side because I think it's going to make my life easier just to put this on. Now this one, like I said, this is the first one that we want to do, yeah? We really do. In actual fact, I'll use this one here, look. Get this on. Yeah, like that. Okay. I don't know. No, you're not going to be able to get that one on there like that. So let's get this done here. You're always glad when this one's done. There's always one in there, Actually, I'll probably get this and tight, which then would save a lot of messing around, because she's nice. Right, that's it. Okay. Okay, now we can pull it up. And we're starting to get there now, so that's good. Right. So I'm going to stand me up a minute there, and hopefully we should be able to get a bit of a I need to get that one there and have a good pull on this one here. Okay, so that's nice and tight, and that's still nice free movement with the pins, the rollers. Okay, so our next little one is going through a shock. Yeah. So we want to get him up here. Just give him a bit of a wipe at the bottom again. Make sure there's nothing fell down. Like so. Okay. And get this lined up nicely there. Right. Find my bolt, which I did have a minute ago. There you are. Put a bit of grease on him. Nope. Keep kicking the camera everywhere. I just hope I haven't kicked it out of where I want it, because I can't really move it because I'm got a wee splattering of grease on me. Okay. So look at that, straight through. Lovely job. Okay. Just do this up and tight again. Like so. Okay. Now, what I am going to look at, I can hear my son coming in here, obviously talking to someone on the phone, maybe. There you go. What? I know what he's going to do. You're going to come and say, Dad, do you want a coffee? And yes, I'd love a coffee, because you know what? It's a bit hot down here. Nice cup of coffee. Come on, there's a good lad. All right, see you in a minute. So what I'm going to try and do now is I'm going to take or see with my trusty C-spanner. I'm not too sure if this C-spanner will actually fit this. This is one that I had for another bike. And I don't think it's going to do this one, which is a shame, huh? It really is. I'm just going to move you back a little bit there. Hopefully you can still see a bit what's going on. But yeah. No, this isn't going to line up with this, look. Again. Oh, it will there, I think. Huh? Oops, not very good though, that's the trouble. Like I said, this isn't really for the Himalayan. This was off my Yamaha that I had, and I don't think for 1 minute that this will actually, no, turn it. It's not going to grip it right, is it? So it's no particular big deal. I haven't got an issue with the suspension on this. It's just the fact that, hang on, let me just nip round the other side. Just try it for 1 minute here. I haven't particularly got an issue with the suspension. It's just the fact that we're going away. I thought I might take it up a notch and see. No, but at this, no, this is not the right key for this. No, well, you know, it was worth a try, eh? But it's not going to do it. So it's just a bit of a wrong angle. There's no way that's going to hook onto that one there. It's just a bit short, and if you come round to this one here, you can get it there. Oh, hang on, that nearly got it there. That's half turned it, look. Oh, we just got to go just a fraction more, and it's gone up 1 notch, which is pretty cool, without trying to. That's it. There you go. Okay, I'd already marked it, so that's took it up 1 notch. Huh? Okay. See, let me just show you. Hopefully you can see. Just turn you there. I'd marked it there, and now we've put it here. So we've taken it up one notch, which will make that suspension slightly more harder, which with going away will be fine for me with the extra weight on. Right, I'm just gonna put a bit more there, like that. Yep. I'm gonna put some on this bolt here, like this. Right. Oops. He says kicking the camera yet again. I do apologise. I don't think I've kicked the camera so many times. Right, that's gone through more or less. I'm just going to nip round the other side and splodge a bit of grease on the other way out before I put this bracket up here. Okay. Well, it's just been just a little bit of a bugger here now, because it's decided that what it wants to do is to take out the pin with it again. Mind you, this one was the tight one, wasn't it, if I remember rightly, when we took this out, and it looks like, okay, so what I'm going to do is, so the one that was being a bit of a bugger coming out also thinks it's going to be a bit of a bugger going in, which is fair enough, right? So let's pull this back out, because this has decided to take the pin with it as well. I'm not too sure why it thinks it wants to do that, but it certainly does. So I hate grease. No, it's going to take that pin with it again. So it's probably, there you go. That's that done. Thank you. Just should be on the workbench for me, eh? You're a good lad. Seeing your old dad here struggling on his hands and knees. Thank you. Right, so I'll get round this side here. I have just got to pull it back just a little bit, because I've got to get this on there. Hopefully it'll be kind to me and come back through from where I am. With a little bit of a tap, maybe. It definitely doesn't it's very much okay, you know, that's what I might do is, because that bolt's halfway through, I might take this out of it like that, and see if that will give me just a little bit of play to get it in, because it is being a bit of a pain in the bum. Okay. Right. It's definitely been awkward, to say the least. Isn't it marvellous, eh? There's always one somewhere that wants to be a pain. So, we will get... I don't know if I'll get a bottle jack in there, actually. We will see, eh? If it will or not. Let me just get this off here. Now there was me thinking, yeah, it'd be a nice easy job this. What could possibly go wrong, he said. I might just have to readjust this. Hopefully if we can just get that down, because what it's doing is it's actually not coming down enough. You know, it's just slightly high at this side of the bolt, which is a bit strange really when you think about it. Still, this is the beauty of YouTube, isn't it? You can either tell everybody that went in easy, and well, no, you know what? Hey, this has been a right little one, this, isn't it? Eh? It really is. Hey. Okay. No, you're not going to do that, are you? It has been a pain in the proverbial butt. It really is. So, I think what we need to do we need to just slightly raise this side, which is very unusual because you shouldn't have to do this really, you know. If it goes in easy one side, it should in theory go in easy the other, shouldn't it? Huh? Oh, you would like to think it would, but for some unknown reason it didn't, and it hasn't. So no, you're not going to be able to do that, are you? Because that's going to pull it off like that. Hey, okay. Alright, so this is proving to be a bit of a mystery, and it is only just a fraction off. That's the best of it, you know. It really is. So hang on a sec. Let's see what we can do here, shall we? With a bit of brute force. We will not be beaten. Never ever will we be beaten by a thing that does not line up. Now, let's have a look. Oops. Of course, I could always just knock hell out the exhaust. I'm not too sure if that's going to work that way there. Because this is the problem. Wherever you have this, you are going to have this. What it really needs, it needs this lever here to be coming down, but of course it's not going to do that. Because whatever you do to this, you are just, and then plus which I don't want to be. See, now, yeah. No, that can't be done. Okay. Well, so this has been, to say the least, a bit of a pain in the ass. Is it not? So I'm going to ease that one back a bit. Like that. Okay. See, we are literally just a fraction out. You know, we really are. I'm just wondering if I was to take this one off. Mind you, but you shouldn't have to. That's the whole point of it. You know, you shouldn't have to. This should be all nicely lined up. Huh? Right, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to take this one off first. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this one back off. Yeah. Oops. As he walks into the number plate. Right. So of course, this now has been a bit of a pain in the ass because it's sort of dropped this down, hasn't it? And we actually probably try and pick that up a bit there, and that should give that a little bit more. That's it. Okay. So I'm going to take that one back out. Yeah. And then let's see if we can get this one in, because in theory now, yeah, okay, straight through, look, yeah. But you know what, it wouldn't be challenging, wouldn't it? And if it's not challenging, it's not fun. Okay, so let's make sure that that little bugger can't come out there. Now, where are we there? Now this, you know what? So here we go again. But we should, I think, maybe we should be able to get that. We can, or should be able to, because it's just have a look from this side. We want to get that up just a fraction, don't we? So you know what, I'm a thinking. See, this is why I like doing these sort of things, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to turn around to people and say, that job, here it is, it's all finished, turn the camera off. You're seeing what can happen. And some of the people that say, oh yeah, it was easy, job done. Okay, I reckon that we ain't far off it there. Like that. I'll probably take it down just a fraction, because we are. Come on, knocking. No, you're not going to do it again, are you? You're still being a little bit of a bugger. Okay. Okay. Where there's a will, there's a way. So there you go. That's basically. Now, maybe everyone else's bike, it just falls through. I don't believe that. I really don't. I'd say if it's like that for one bike, it's like it for all bikes. It's as simple as, yeah. Anyway, there you go. It's on. It's on. So I'm going to do this one up first now. Yeah. Like that, before we squeeze it up. And this one up there and there like that. Whoops, it is. Hey, do you know I'm getting knocked around today, you know, I. Oh, God, right. Okay. That'll probably still be turning. No. Right, that's that one up tight. And that one up tight. That's job done, yeah? That is job done. Now that was a little bit more of a struggle than anticipated. So hang on, I'm going to turn you off a minute, I'm going to wash my hands. Right, a deserved cup of coffee. I really do think a deserved cup of coffee. You know what? Okay, that took longer and it's turned out to be a longer video, but I'm a big believer. I will not, on any video I do, in any job I do in this garage, cut it off and then the next clip say, look, it's fitted. That's not, in my opinion, that's false. If it's a struggle, it's a struggle. I've been doing mechanics for years. And yeah, that wasn't a struggle, was it? It was just a case of getting it all lined up, you know. And that's the case when a bolt's got to go through something like that. You can have that problem, you know. But loads of things on YouTube say, yeah, the bolt went straight in, done it all up. There you go, it's all finished. I won't do that. You can see what you could be up against. I'm not saying, you know, I might do that in 6 months' time and that bolt will drop straight in. Who knows? Okay, but it's done. I was really pleased to find out that yes, it was greased up. There wasn't a massive amount of grease in there, but it was greased up. Now there's a lot more grease. The bolts are greased up. It's all cleaned up. I've took the suspension just one notch up because it's going to have a bit of weight on. Well, let's face it, it's got me on it, innit? Come on, Jesus. So when I go away and I've got all my gear, so I thought anyway, and it was a little bit bouncy, so I don't think that, but I mean, if it is, I'll just, you know, if it doesn't feel right, which I don't think one notch is going to make a huge difference, you know, I can always take it back down. That's no big deal, and I can have fun putting that bolt back in again. Anyway, okay, so that's it. That's another job ticked off the list of it could be, it might not be, it hasn't been done properly. I'm pleased to say it has, so, you know, Royal Enfield, well done. So the next job is the tappets, you know, and I hate tappets. I do. I hate tappets, you know. Not only do you need hands the size of a newborn baby, you know, eyesight like a hawk, you know, limbs that bend like a piece of elastic, and I'm none of them. I hate tappets, but still, I'm glad that people always go along with a noisy tappet is a healthy tappet. Because at least, you know, you can always make it a bit bigger. No, in all seriousness, I am looking forward in a way to seeing what state these tappets are. If I had to bet money on it, I reckon they'll be tight. I really do. And that, if that's the case, is a real bad show on the service department that did this bike, because from what I can gather from the handbook and comments all over the place, that first service they should check the tappets. There you go. Anyway, right. Do you know, I've actually got a sweat on today. Hey, bloody hell. Oh, excuse my French. Right, okay, that's it. I'm going. Before my coffee goes totally cold, I'll catch you in the next video. I don't know if it's going to be in here doing a tappet. Maybe it will be. If it's not, let's hope I can get outside. Right, look after yourselves. See you soon. Bye for now.